Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a rough night. It was so cold in the car again. 2 sleeping bags, and at some point I put my coat on, and even then it was still way too cold. This here, super dangerous. I really like the greens in the picture. It really adds to this composition. In the foreground, the water's moving a little bit slower, so I want to make that feeling that the water's also moving in the front of this picture. So I almost didn't sleep this night, and I hope it was worth the rough night today. So I hope we can shoot some amazing photos today. All the pathways are pretty icy, so it's a lot of time like I'm gonna fall. But now I saw this small cascade here coming into the water, but I'm gonna try to find the composition with some boulders here in this river, and I put on the circular V&D filter on it to make everything a little bit more smooth, like in yesterday's video. The one from last week for you guys. I also put on the circular polarizer and defilter to photograph the cascades, and I've put on my Sigma 18 to 35 millimeters onto the body, and I'm photographing this rock that's also laying here in the middle of this waterbed or this small river. So the boulder creates for a nice interesting element in this picture. You got that foreground element. Then we got a small cascade that's coming down into this big river. Behind that small cascade there's a small pine tree, and I think it adds a little bit for the background element in this picture. But I'm also interested to shoot that small cascade with a longer focal length to isolate only that cascade. So to photograph the small cascade on the other side of the river, I've put on the Tamron 100 to 400 millimeters to capture this cascade from super close. And because I don't have a step up or step down ring for my lens yet, I had to manually hold my filter in front of the lens to bring down my light coming into the camera, so I could take a picture of 2 seconds from this little cascade, and it made it super smoothly. So this is a small cascade in front of us. And I really like the greens in the picture. It really adds to this composition, and also with the silky smooth water, it's really cool. I really love the close-up of this cascade. So I'm a bit in lazy mode with the tele lens here, so I didn't move. I just turned around. I looked for if there were any compositions in my reach from not moving around, and I found a cool looking tree. But the bad thing is we don't have any good light. I've tried to shoot it with a low f number to make the rest around it a little bit more softer, to make it a little bit stand out of its environment. So I hope it worked. And I also had to shoot it a little bit darker because we still got some snow in the landscape, some foam on this river in front of a rock. And my camera was telling me the highlights of that foam were clipped. So that's why I've went with a more underexposed composition for this photo. I've shot this tree in landscape orientation because the tree is a little bit wider, so that's super cool. And on those branches of that tree, they're covered with moss, so you get that darker brown of the trunk of the tree, and then you get that moss on top of the branches, and it creates really for that moody atmosphere. If you like the video so far, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. And most importantly, give the video a like. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will grow this channel. And watch the video till the end, so YouTube knows you really like the video, and it will push it out more so we can grow this channel together. Oh, slippery, slippery. I'm sliding in the forest. I saw this beech tree standing here in this forest, and it's still hanging onto its leaves. And I was looking if I could make a composition with it. And in the beginning there were too much branches and trees in front of it. So I walked a little bit further into this forest, and I looked back to that beech tree, and then I saw a big boulder here in the water, and then it lined up with this beech tree, and everything was open, so I really had to take that picture because I really love the beech tree holding onto its leaves. And we are in winter, and it's almost the only tree here in this forest that has leaves on its branches, except the pine trees, of course. And I'm playing a bit with some different shutter speeds, because first I was trying to shoot with a very low f number, but then the rock in front was really out of focus, and for some reason it didn't look pleasing for the eye. So now I've bumped up my f number to f9, so everything is sharp in this picture. So I've been playing a little bit with the shutter speeds to see what shutter speed is best for the water. Do I want to have it silky, or do I want to see some movement in the water? But I'm still not entirely sure what I'm gonna take. I think I will see it when I'm editing the photo, what pleases my eye at that moment. And to make this composition, I've put on the 50mm. It's super perfect for this composition. It's close enough and it's far enough to have that boulder in front of us into the picture, but also just capture the beech tree in this frame, and don't have any distractions on the side. So I'm also shooting it in portrait orientation. Maybe I can make a second photo when with the beech tree on the right side, and then you can see the water coming towards us in this picture. Now I shot this composition and landscape orientation. So I've placed this beech tree on the right side, and then we got the picture is splitting up in two, and we got the water coming from the left side out of the frame, coming towards to the middle of the frame, so it's super cool. I'm trying to show you guys how I feel in this landscape, and it's super cool, but it's also difficult to choose what I show of this landscape, because I can't show it all, and I cannot bring it across in a photo or on the camera how beautiful this place actually is. So I'm super lucky that I'm photographing in this place, and I want to show it all with you. But then again, it's so difficult because it's not only about the big rocks and the moving water and the trees, but it's also the small things in the landscape. I also get joy from watching a moss on a tree or in the landscape, and there are some small grass growing in it. But now I'm gonna take a photo of this composition that I made here. So again, I've put the camera in portrait orientation because I'm shooting this piece of the cascade here. I'm not shooting everything because it's impressive, but it's a little bit too much. So I'm just shooting this small piece here, and also here on the bottom. If it's there, I don't see it. Here somewhere, there's this piece of a tree standing in the water, or laying into the water, and I'm also including that piece of wood into this composition because I think it adds a little bit extra, or maybe more, add some extra nature in this photo. I don't know, but it intrigued me, and I want to have it in the picture. And I've been really selective with my shutter speed, because the water is coming down so fast that I don't need a super long shutter speed. But then again, in the foreground, the water is moving a little bit slower, so I want to make that feeling that the water is also moving in the front of this picture. 1/3 of a second was actually good for the big water coming down, because it's going so fast. But then in the front, it looked like the water was standing still. So I decided to put on the circular polarizer to bring down my lights into the camera and slow my shutter speed down, because I really want that movement also in the front of the picture. Although we have more rocks in the foreground, I still want that movement around the rocks. So I sacrificed the super fast moving water to make it more silky than I need to, but it's still cool. And then our eye gets led into this composition further into the forest, and it's super cool. There's a lot of snow gone, because last night we got a little bit of rain. There's one thing that annoys me a little bit. There's a tree coming into the frame, because it's leaning to the right side, this tree, and it's coming into the composition. It would be nicer if the tree was just straight and not coming into the frame, but that's nature, we cannot change it. Oh yeah, we can, but we don't want that. It's like it's cutting off the left corner on top. I'm a bit lazy again. I put on the Tamron 100 to 400 again, and I'm shooting the small cascade that was on the left side of the other composition. And again, I'm gonna hold the polarization VND filter in front of the lens and slow down the shutter speed. It's not easy, because I'm introducing a little bit of shakiness in the picture, so I have to try to stand still, but I'm standing on a very difficult place, and I almost can't hold my balance, so alrighty, that's done. So again, I shot this composition in portrait orientation, so we got a lot of portraits orientated photos today, but it is what it is. It's because the landscape orientated photos, it was a little bit difficult for some compositions, like this last one. It did make sense to photograph it in landscape orientation. I tried it, but there was things distracting our eye from the composition, and now we just got that super clean composition of that small piece of cascade. I forgot to bring my water bottle on the shoot. It's ice cold. Alrighty, those were two amazing shoots. One of the best in a very long time, especially yesterday. Oh, the one, the vertical picture in the forest there, amazing. I hope I will sleep like a baby tonight, because last night I almost didn't sleep anything. So thank you for watching. YouTube thinks you like this video, so go watch it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.